On the campaign trail, I mean, the most important thing is to stay organized. That's everything from, knowing exactly where you are when you're in 5 states a day, and so, tracking the date and the place that you're in and how many people were there. All of those notes are really important to tell the story of a campaign over time, and I am crazy about cord organizers because you need to be able to grab devices quickly. Having your cords coiled with gear ties, it just makes the whole process a lot smoother. And I always use the armbands that you use for running to carry multiple phones and devices. So maybe I do need a tool belt at some point.
I mean, I took a lot of notes. I still actually have transcripts of every press availability that I attended during the 2012 news cycle in Evernote. That's kind of how I kept myself organized in the last campaign cycle, because you never know when you're going to need to refer back to a quote or refer back to information. I was actually able to help one of my former colleagues who was doing research from his book doing that. So that was super helpful. I just think that it's important to stay nimble and agile. One of the biggest things I do if I'm covering a campaign event and I really need to focus on the speech is I time code everything so I don't have to waste time going back through my tape recorder. Often I'll use two. On debate nights, I sit in front of the TV like a little kid watching like a football game or something really close up and just like record everything. So I think it's just about just trying to be as big of a repository of information as possible, but also just trying to be as flexible as you can, because it's a long cycle and you don't want to burn yourself out. You want to make sure you have everything you need.
Twitter has been an early warning system now for campaigns for a long time, and that's how they police reporters. But it's also just a really helpful tool to see, obviously, where the conversation is going, what there is the most interest in. And I think if you watch those trends and you can think about them in a smart way and write stories about things that people are really most interested in. So it's a very good barometer for where the conversation is and where it's going. And you get a lot of story ideas that way.
Let's see. Evernote, I sometimes use Twitter as a reporter's notebook, because if I'm tweeting snippets of quotes, then I can take those and put them back in my stories. I always carry around an extra spare battery for my computer, as well as that can charge my computer, as well as my phone, as well as my smartwatch and everything else, because I've ended up stuck in the middle of nowhere in an early state with no access to power and no outlets and no GPS, and that is never fun. But I think it's a really fun experience. I highly recommend just diving all in and immersing yourself in it. It's a lot of fun.
I've never quite gotten to the point where I trust anyone else's transcription more than my own. So I would love for someone to revolutionize that and get to a point where you can think that everything is accurate when it's being transcribed for you.